Hey you guys, it's Halo Doggo here, and here are 5 reasons why Halo 3 ODST needs a sequel. Whether it be Halo 4 ODST or Halo 5 ODST, maybe even Halo 6 ODST, I don't know. But anyways, starting at number 5, gameplay. So the gameplay of Halo 3 ODST was different. Now, it kind of felt like Halo 3 in a way, but it required you to find health packs to survive, especially on legendary difficulty. If you did not find health packs, you would die almost instantly. But anyways, you would have to find health packs. You were alone for, half of the game? The enemy types like brutes and jackals and hunters, and even the engineers. Even though in Halo 3 you could kill all of those enemies in seconds, it felt like that you had less firepower and you felt like you couldn't take them all down as quickly, so you had to be more stealth. So I kind of liked this Halo a lot because of that stealth element. And it was more strategic because you had to plan out how you were going to attack just a couple of brutes. Because definitely on Legendary, if you just ran up to a couple of brutes, you'd die almost instantly. On Easy, that's another story, but anyways, I'm just talking about Legendary because Legendary is the most fun to play Halo 3 ODST on. But anyways, you had to be very strategic with every single encounter that you faced. So, let's say that you were about to fight 3 brutes and an engineer. And one of those brutes were a brute chieftain with a gravity hammer. You'd have to plan out, how am I going to attack these guys? Should I go back to where I came from and kill that jackal sniper with the beam rifle and maybe use the beam rifle to my advantage? Or should I go gun blazing with my shotgun? And you would have to choose between, do you want to go head on and just try to survive? Or do you want to do stealth? Which I thought that was a great element to the game, and they should definitely put that in more Halo games if they do make more stealthy Halo games. Anyways, moving on to number 4, Firefight. So I would have put this down lower into the list, but I don't know, Firefight may never return to what it was, because you all know Halo 3 ODST Firefight is literally the best representation of Firefight. Now, some might argue Halo Reach is, but Halo Reach didn't have the same feeling of the Halo 3 ODST Firefight. I still play Halo 3 ODST Firefight more than I do Halo 5 Warzone Firefight and Halo Reach Firefight. Just because it has that element of randomness, and it has, you can't spawn invisible brutes, like Brute Spec Ops, with hunters and jackals all in one wave in Halo Reach. I mean, you can get close to that, but in Halo 3 ODST, it's randomized, literally random, to the point that you have invisible brutes with hunters. And the skulls made it even more fun because it became more challenging. And at a point in Halo Reach Firefight, you can't go up to however many skulls you want to. I mean, you can, but there are a limited amount of rounds. But in Halo 3 ODST, it goes on for a whole lot longer, and there's so many more skulls. And that's why it's unique in its own way. And I think that Halo 3 ODST Firefight should definitely return with a few tweaks, but it was a very fun part of the game. At number 3, audio logs. So I don't know if I'm at the part of the mission where I do find the audio log and kill the cop.
What are you, stupid? I told you to stay outside. Step away from there. This ain't none of your business. Kinsler gave me real specific instructions. Make sure the doc's dead, and make double sure no one knows about it.
Caution, traveler, caution.
Sorry, friend. You know way too much. Sadie, are you alright?
Kids on
Babe, don't leave me there. I gotta go.
But that's one of the reasons why I chose this mission. But anyways, audio logs kind of gave you more to the story in a way. It gave you the feeling of, whoa, so this is what happened to the city while Master Chief was escaping? Because this does take place in Halo 2. Like the storyline takes place during the events of Halo 2. And you got to have an insight of what the civilians were feeling. And the civilians, they had to go through a lot. Like, they had brutes attacking them. So I thought the audio logs were a great and unique feeling. And it really helped in the gameplay in a way, because it gave you more to the story, and they were just fun to find. At number 2, the story. So the story of Halo 3 ODST was great. Let's start off with the characters. The characters of Halo 3 ODST were awesome. I liked every single one of them. I think that it would have been pretty emotional if one of them died, but it was emotional when, spoilers, when Romeo got hit by the gravity hammer brute and he almost died. I thought that was a very emotional piece to the story. It would have been more emotional if he died, but it was still very emotional to see that character get injured in a way that he could die. Like, he had a punctured lung by that gravity hammer. Moving on to enemy variations, the enemies in the story were also compelling. Like, the brutes, I mean, there were no really, like, any boss battles or anything, but the legendary ending, like, after the cutscene and everything, you get to see Sergeant Johnson and Dare and everything. But there's also, if you beat it on legendary, if you wait after the cutscene, you get to see the Prophet of Truth. He doesn't say anything, but you know that he was there, and he was in the data hive. So I thought that was really, really cool to see, especially on my first playthrough, because this was my first ever Halo game to play, and I'm very happy that I found this Halo game first, because this really, like, wanted me to play more of them. But anyways, the story of Halo 3 ODST was just awesome. Like, I loved the story. The story was great and compelling, and I would love to see another story like it in the Halo franchise. Anyways, at number 1, the hub world. So in between every mission, whether you play as Buck or Romeo or whatever, in between all of those missions, basically all of them, you got to play as the Rookie. Basically, the Rookie, he dropped down and he basically got knocked out for 6 hours. So he basically missed out on all of the battles. And really, when you play as Buck and Dutch and everything, those are really just flashbacks of the Rookie seeing what they had to go through, basically. A good example of this is when the Rookie finds the fighter jet camera thing. You know what I'm talking about on that one mission? And he gets to see what Dutch was going through, because he actually because the fighter jet was actually keeping an eye on Dutch down there. So the Rookie got to see what Dutch was going through, one of his teammates. So it makes it very emotional for him that he had to watch his teammates have to go through waves and waves of Covenant. So you got to experience that in the hub world, and also, it was a big, big open mission that you could just, like, you could literally go anywhere and start any mission at any time. So you could play Romeo's mission first if you wanted to, if you've already beaten the campaign anyways. You could play his mission first, and then you could go ahead and play Mickey's mission. There was a lot of openness to it, and there would be waves of Covenant just sitting there waiting for you, and you could see the dropships going up ahead of you. And then you would have to thank okay, how am I going to attack these people? And that's mainly where the stealth element comes into the game as well, into the hub world, because the hub world, you had to fight a whole bunch of things. I don't think there were any brute chieftains, but basically everything else was down there. Even to the point that, I think that you fight a few hunters down there. But, yeah, so there are lots of enemy varieties in the hub world, except for brute chieftains and drones. But other than that, I mean, that's mostly where the stealth element comes in. And that stealth element brings something new into the Halo franchise, and especially that hub world where the level is completely open. We need a level like that. Because in Halo 5, the levels were not open at all. They were very linear. Like, the entire campaign almost felt like you were in a hallway, except for a few moments in the campaign. But other than, like, 3, maybe even 4 parts of the campaign, it was completely linear. So, hopefully, if 343 does make another ODST game, hopefully they can pull it off as good as Bungie did, because 343 is not doing good with Halo games. I mean, Halo Wars 2 was good, but, you know, Halo 4 and 5, those were not good Halo games. Hopefully, if they do make another Halo ODST game, hopefully it can be as good as this one, and it can have a great story, hub world, it can have audio logs again, the original Firefight, and just have the stealth-like gameplay. But anyways, I'm going to end the video right here. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. As you know, I am very busy for the next month, basically. So, I don't know when my next video is going to be posted. It'll be sometime this week. I'm going to end the video right here. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.